we are staying online. And so, look, we're moving to the next item, which is 1-3, unlucky for some, item 13. So I'm going to, before I invite Matt, Councillor Fletcher, I rang you to see if you wanted to move this particular item. I haven't had a reply. Did you want to move this?
I'm happy to move that, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Killed up. So it's been moved by Councillor Fletcher, and I will second this particular item. And Matthew, I welcome you, and to also introduce any of the staff that are there with you. Kilda.
Kia ora, Chair, and kia ora, councillors. I'm presenting this by myself. Unfortunately, Justine Haves, General Manager, sends her apologies. She's tied up with a change consultation meeting, but I do have others from the Directorate here to support me today. So I will take the report as read and just provide a brief introduction to it. So this is basically the final step in the Regional Parks Land Classification Program, which came to the committee in November last year. And this final step here is to confirm proposals to reclassify regional parkland in four regional parks that was publicly consulted on. So those proposals were in Muriwai Regional Park, Motukorea, Waitaki Ranges and Whakaneifa Regional Parks. So those reclassifications proposals were publicly consulted on from December through to February 2022, and we received one objection from the Auckland Hang Guiding and Paragliding Club concerning the reclassification at Muriwai Regional Park. The paper sets out our analysis of that objection and recommends that the PACE Committee proceed with the reclassification of the land at Muriwai Regional Park, as well as the 25 other reclassification proposals that did not receive any objections. I'm happy to take questions from through the chair. Thank you very much.
Kia ora, Matthew. First part is Councillor Cooper.
Thank you, Councillor Alf. Councillor Fletcher brought up a good point to me this morning as we're on the Regional Park Management Plan hearing panel. Just to make sure that this won't make any difference to our decisions there. This is classification rather than management.
Yes, so the through Chair, the Regional Parks Management Plan, the draft Regional Parks Management Plan anticipated these reclassifications occurring and acknowledged that there was public consultation going along at the same time as the draft plan process. So the plan has been written as if the reclassifications were going to be decided or were going to be confirmed, but obviously that is still subject to those decisions, and they will flow through into the deliberations and the final decisions by the committee on the plan.
Thank you. And I just wanted to ask that question. I think we wanted that question asked, Chair, because we just want to make sure there's been a few accusations of not being transparent around our process. So that this is a public meeting and that was all envisaged, and it was an item we did last year, I think. So yeah, I'm happy with that response and that it doesn't materially affect the panel's outcomes or decision they make or recommend to this committee. Thank you, Matthew. And is that Kari behind you or Kanamatua?
That's between Karakari and Whatupu, yes, so that's the entrance to the Parao Valley, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Killed up. Matua Glenn.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to understand, does the scenic, you've said here that the scenic classification will protect the gannet colony. In what way will it protect that gannet colony?
Thanks for the question, Matua. Through the chair, The extra protection offered by scenic reserve classification means that when we are considering decisions about activities within this part of the reserve, we'll need to turn our minds to the effects on the gannet colony when we're making those decisions. So whether it's about discretionary activities or upgrading facilities within this part of the regional park, we will need to place greater weight on decision making around it being a scenic reserve as opposed to a recreation reserve, which has a greater emphasis on people's enjoyment of the regional park.
A little supplementary here, Chair.
Kapai.
And my question is then, is there a better classification that we could use to protect this gannet colony, which is kind of like an iconic part of Auckland now? I mean, you see it on quite a few photographs of Auckland, these gannets doing their thing. Is there a better classification that we could have used for the gannet colony, and are there ways to better protect that gannet colony?
The scenic reserve classification is the most appropriate one that the council has to use in this instance for protection of the gannet colony. So that's the classification that best aligned with the values of that particular part of the regional park.
Thank you.
Kapai, there's no line up for whakaaro, so any comments. So I'm going to invite Councillor Fletcher to close with any comments, and then I'll put the recommendation. Kia ora.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. There's really nothing I can add. The only concern I had was particularly on motor korea, that I didn't want any controversy on that, and the questions that have been posed by Councillor Cooper have given me the comfort by way of answers. So thank you very much.
Kia ora. It's been moved and seconded. I'll put the recommendation. All those in favour?
Aye.
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 Against?
I
Carried. I forgot, and Sharon has reminded me, but I'm going to ask Maya or Sonia